let's get some tomato plants and some bean seeds planted, guys. It's a long time coming for this. I think tonight or last night was our last colder temp. Otherwise, we're staying in the high 40s for quite some time, so we shouldn't have anything in the 30s or even anywhere close to frost. So I have all my, not all my, but some of my tomato starts. And what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to focus on planting tomatoes to do more canned diced tomatoes. So that the other bed over there is going to, that's what that bed's for. This one's going to be my heirloom. So I'm going to pick out some of my better ones. Then I'll show you guys, I'll line them up and I'll show you guys and give you the varieties that my must plant every year type of tomatoes. I have all the tomatoes laid out. I'll show you guys. This bed basically is all Amish paste. I was not going to do Roma tomatoes. I put 3 in here. We'll see. I might just do 2. I don't know. It's such a decision. But then I've got 3 more Amish paste down here on the corner. Okay, and then this bed right here is, these are called Hungarian hearts. And I have 3, and then I have 3 more on that end. And then in the center here, I just have 2 that are called cosmonauts. And those are by far one of my favorite tomatoes. I really have grown to love these Hungarian hearts as well. If you want a 1 slice and done for a sandwich tomato, both those varieties are it. And then in this bed, I have Brimmer tomatoes. I have, this one's called Bread and Salt. And the tomato itself, and it's not just me that has said this, it almost tastes a little salty. So if you want to make a sandwich with it and not add salt, that little tomatoes might be the one for you. Then I have a Brandywine, a Marglobe, a slicer, and a beefsteak. I used to put 2 rows of tomatoes on this, one on this side and then one on this side. Last year, with these being indeterminate, most of them, and being heirlooms, they grow so much that if you're looking down the center of the bed between the 2 cattle panels, they get so thick, and it does take a little bit to actually get in there and maintain the plant. So I thought, you know what, we'll plant beans here. This is freshly moved soil. The beans are going to add in some nutrients of their own, some nitrogen. It's gonna, they're almost a soil fixer. So I thought that might not be such a bad thing. The beans I'm going to grow, I have right here, are called Kalima beans. These are so good, you guys. I don't have many seeds. I do have some on order. They should be here possibly tomorrow at the latest. So what I'm going to do is just plant the ones that I do have and then plant the rest of the beds out with the other ones. I usually save my seeds. I did not save any seeds last year for my beans. And then the same in this bed and the other beds, I'm going to plant, you know, some green beans. I'll mix it up and just figure something to go in there, because I do have a couple more plants here that I would like to try, almost a last resort. Let's see. This one is a Kellogg's, which I kind of like it. The pineapple, I don't think I gave it a fair shot. Every year I grow only 2 types of cherry tomatoes, black strawberry and Astrina. This is looking horribly bad. I need to get it in the ground. This is one of my favorite. If there's any type of cherry tomato that you want to grow, even if you don't like tomatoes, grow this one. So good. New ones. They're called Dester. I've never tried them before, so I'd like to plug them in somewhere and see if they're actually worth growing again. The description sounded pretty good. And you know what? And I'll plug the pictures of all these tomatoes up for you guys so you can see them as well. It's always fun to see the varieties everybody grows. Tomato plants, you guys, you can plant them pretty deep. I can take this whole plant, break off these lower stems. I mean, I could plant it almost that far up if I wanted to. They'll grow their own little root systems all the way down the stem. And this soil, like I was saying, it did rain, so I'm trying not to pack it too tight. Tomatoes and beans are completely planted now. So we're just gonna go ahead and pick up my mess, and then my next planting project is to get this ginger out of the tray and into some pots. I have 4 pots here that I have some soil in. I do not know if these are big enough, but that's what they're going into. I've never done this, so I'm not sure how it goes. So I'm just gonna rough that up a little bit, and then I can't even remember how many I planted of these. So I'll just loosely take one out. Looks like these are actually 2 separate ones. So I might need more pots. So I'm just going to go and bury that in there. I'm gonna grab some extra soil here. And I'm not, like I said, I've never done this before. But I got them to sprout, so I would think they'll continue growing in this. Alright, so then we'll just find a home for that, and I'll go ahead and get the other ones done, see how many more pots I need to kind of round up and get the rest of this ginger planted. I brought those pots in. I thought I'd stick them right here by my mint, but I have quite a few that actually sprouted. So in this little section of my garlic, you can see these domes. I went and put them in there, and you can see it right down in there. And I thought, I just laid these on, and they're already starting to steam up, so we'll keep an eye on that, but I figured that will stay warmer, and then maybe I'll extend the growing season with those. I got a few extra domes left, and I think I have 6 or 7 more gingers in here that are just barely starting to sprout. So I'm gonna see if they actually do sprout before I plant them out, and then find somewheres to pop them in. This is going to be a crowded garden. I'm not sure if that's even the smartest thing to do, but I'd rather give them a shot than not. Alright guys, I'm gonna get to cleaning up my mess here and get out of the garden for the day. Because on top of our garden expansion project, we decided, of course, to add more projects. So this area has been really patchy for a little bit, so we've dumped some soil. So that's going to have to get raked out. And then we'll throw some grass seed on it. So, yeah. My time planting in the garden for the day is over with. I'm pretty excited about the progress made with just getting the tomatoes in, which was an absolute joy. This ginger, a little bit here and there, and everything's going to come together. So we will close the door on the garden for the day, and I will see you guys next time. All right, I got those little piles raked out. Just waiting for a couple more buckets of soil. All right, Patrick is got his bucket completely full of all of the random piles that we dug out or raked out that had sticks and clumps of dirt. We added a bunch of dirt, leveled it all off everywhere. I'll pan over, you guys can see the whole center island. This is all level now, ready to plant some seed.